Welcome, Walnut. I'm Lara, but you can call me Laz, your host for Walnut Wednesday. This is your reminder to be brave, be yourself, and know that you can make the world a better place just by what you decide today. Here, I'm going to share my weekly walnuttings with you on a Wednesday. Hello, Walnut. It is me, Laz, here for another episode of Walnut Wednesday. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I'm struggling this week, Walnut, to figure out what I want to discuss with you and what my walnutting is, because I have had so much going on. And I guess where I want to begin this week and what I want to share is I had a full Menty-B at work. I hit the breaking point. I hit the point of no return, Walnut, and it takes a lot. And I know on the podcast here, we talk heaps about burnout, overwhelm, and how to manage it and everything like that. But I think for me, Walnut, it was one of those situations where it was a timing thing. And there was just a lot of things happening at the same time. That eventually led to, it wasn't even snowball effect. It was just everything was hitting me all at once and my nervous system completely overloaded. And I frickin' cried at work. Luckily, no one was in the office, but I had to leave the office like crying, and I had to like wait for Geordie to pick me up crying. And I saw someone that I knew who saw me crying. It was just like this whole next level of overloaded things, Walnut, and I'm going to share a little bit more in the coming weeks about additional things that I have going on and that I want to share with you, and that are really like, it's going to change quite a lot to do with Walnut Wednesday and how things are going to run. I think also, Walnut, because I'm going through quite a different shift, I'm also still trying to figure out what Walnut Wednesday actually looks like for me. And I've got all my eggs in the Elliot Rose basket, and I'm wanting her to do so well, and I'm wanting to focus on being a PA, an author PA, especially Elliot Rose's author PA, that I am kind of, it's not that I don't want Walnut Wednesday to exist anymore, but I'm struggling to sort of figure out where all my eggs fit and where all the baskets are, if that kind of makes sense. But that will all come clear to you later on when we talk about it more. Actually, Walnut, while I'm on this topic, if you're in the walnut tree, please just make sure that you make it known that you want to be in there. I did a little post, but I'm going to do a little bit of a culling again soon, just because things are going to change a little bit. Going to get a little bit more personal for me and all the things. So I want to make sure that it's a space that's like safe for all of us to be able to feel comfortable and share. So if there are stagnant, like nosy little neighbors, it's time for that energy to be like shifted from the walnut tree. There are other places where people can just like go and snoop on stuff, but the walnut tree, I want it to be just special and for us, right? Because I want you to be able to use it as your space to post in there as well. That's kind of, Walnut, the reason why Walnut Wednesday, Walnut Tree, or like my Instagram and stuff been a little bit quiet, is because I've just like literally been really busy. I've been on the cusp of a Menty-B for quite some time. Been very emotional. I had a lot going on, as I'm sure you have as well, astrologically as well. It's just been a really, really weird time. And I guess my walnutting is that, like, is my walnutting a Menty-B? Is my walnutting having a mental breakdown while I was at work and crying? Like, I don't know if that is an achievement, Walnut, because I literally worked myself to breaking point. So I don't think that's something I necessarily want to celebrate as a walnutting. I'm glad it happened because I could like purge all my stuff. But I guess this episode and me trying to talk about it, I'm trying to reflect on if there was any way for me to have not had that. Like, could I have had done something a little bit earlier on to try and ease the pressure and things like that. But this is the thing, Walnut. I had communicated with the different different work groups, different hats, different personal lives. I told Geordie that I'm overwhelmed. I had walnutted effectively. I have been using my walnut communication and been brave and said, like, look, I'm actually really struggling. I'm actually really stressed. I'm overwhelmed. Yet everything still kept, it's almost like walnut, it's almost like I wasn't being listened to, almost, like it's like, hello, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, telling you I can't do this, telling you everything is too hard. And everyone's like, okay, thanks for letting me know, but here's more stuff for you to do and overwhelm you with. And all at once. And yeah, like all of us, Walnut being humans, we can take so much, only take so much. And that's where things like, we can usually just do little things that someone asks us really quickly and just smash it out. But when there's hundreds, and I'm talking literally hundreds, Walnut, of little things, the nervous system definitely cannot cope. One of the things also I'm kind of like working through at the moment, and again, this is just a time thing, but I'm managing a Facebook group with over 800 people. Not Walnut Tree, but obviously a big group of that size comes loaded with questions, with me putting out information and then still getting questions on that information. So yeah, it's a lot of like coordination. And then in my real world job, it's that same stuff as well. It's like a lot of coordination, it's a lot of questions, and it's a lot of like bitty bobby little things that I can't actually sit down and smash out a big thing. It's taken me this long, Walnut, to be able to sit down and actually record, because I've been so knackered. I've been so tired from just life, that even sitting down and whipping out my laptop and just having a conversation with you, Walnut, has felt really difficult. So yeah, I want to say my walnutting this week was that I had a Menty-B and I had a little purge, but I'm also in the same breath, that's not a walnutting to me, and that's not a celebration to me, but that's a good indicator to me that I really do need to like work out some prioritization and some ways to kind of take a chill pill. And I have acknowledged that, I have been taking rest instead of recording my podcast, but then obviously that adds to my overwhelm because I do want to still talk to you. So I'm just a little bit of a scatterbrain at the moment. So I suppose that is my walnutting, is acknowledging that, like, yes, I have all these tools in my toolkit, and I am either not using them effectively. Okay. No, I don't believe that I'm not using them effectively. I believe I'm doing what I can. I guess my walnutting is I'm trying to reflect and look at where I can make some improvements to make my nervous system a bit more relaxed, because everything at the moment, Walnut, feels like a to-do list. And you know me, I love a list. I love to be organized, but I'm at that point now where I've like had my little purge and I had my cry and I've like let everything out, so I actually feel nothing anymore. But I am at that point now where I need to just take the list and burn it on fire and run away. Because it's gotten not manageable, and I keep making the list bigger. I actually, now that I'm talking this out loud, so thank you for listening to this spiral of events, I'm just thinking maybe I actually just do need to just like physically write a list of all of the different eggs, all of the baskets, and all of the things. I think maybe that might help get all of the things, stop them from snowballing in my head. See, again, I've got this amazing toolbox. I've got this whole season of Walnut Wednesday with tips and tricks and information from amazing, inspirational people. I do have these little tools. So actually, thank you for helping me come to that conclusion. I think I'm going to go write a list. So this episode, Walnut, is just basically, I don't even know if it's venting. I don't know if it's anything I've kind of realized, but Walnut, I guess the moral of all of this is we are but human. We can only take so much, and just watch yourself, look after yourself. And I know it's not just me, right? I know it's an overwhelming time for a lot of us in the walnut space. So make sure you're reaching out, make sure you're asking for help. And even though it may feel like, particularly in my case, that you're screaming and nobody's listening, you please know that you always have a space and you always have a voice inside the walnut tree. So if you literally need to just come and vent, jump on a live video, jump on a Facebook post and plop it in the walnut tree, and there will be someone who is like you and me, who is able to hold space for us at that moment in time, right? I want that to be a delicious, safe space for us all. But more than anything, Walnut, I want you to feel like you can be okay and you've got this. And also, if you're feeling a little bit scatterbrained, spiral head like me, just know that that's also part of like being a human, and we're not always going to have it. We're not always going to have this. We're not always going to be on top form. And that's, you know how I always say it, you've got to have the dualical, you've got to have the rain to get a rainbow. So just remember, it's a feeling, it's an emotion, and it will pass. Just like happiness and sunshine and rainbows, those two will pass. So we just have to kind of like deal with things in the moment when we can, and that whole being present thing, that is a recurring theme for me at the moment. Yeah, so hi, I'm Laz, and I had a Menty-B this week and I cried at work, and that hasn't happened for a very, very long time. And that is not my walnutting, but it is something that has given me a little red flag alarm bell to say, hey, Laz, let's check in, and I'm going to check myself about it and look into my little toolkit. What can I do about it? And if I don't want to do anything about it, that's also fine too. But yeah, I'm going to see if this writing a little list kind of helps. So I waffled long enough, but I hope this episode gives you a little bit of a zhuzh. I would love to know what you think, and if you've kind of ever felt something similar, or if you have any commentary, or if you have any advice for post-mental breakdown. I should stop saying mental breakdown because I'm not like diagnosed with anything, right? Can we just make that clear? But post-purging of very heavy heated high emotions, now I'm a bit more like placid. If you've got any tips for how to manage when you've got all of the eggs in all the baskets, and it's not like I can just put one particular thing down, it's just a timing issue. And then I think about all the other things and I get more stressed. So yeah, I'm going to start with the list, but if you've got any other tips, let me know. And I hope you have a happy Walnut Wednesday, and I will share some more things in terms of Walnut Wednesday's evolution with you kind of soon, as soon as I can. So I will talk to you definitely next week. And all I have to say is, if you're surviving the week, if you're just surviving the day when you listen to this, I hope you get to the end and like can put your foot in the bath, and or just like have the shower rain on your face and just be like, I did it. I did the day. Because sometimes it's just about surviving the day at that point, right? So I'll talk to you next week, Walnut. Have a happy Walnut Wednesday. Bye.